Okay, hi and welcome. Just a very short checkup. Can you hear me? Hello, am I hearable? Can you hear me? Is everything working with the technique? Thank you for your feedback. Everything's working. We can just go ahead and start with today's webinar on master your emotions. Let's see. No, you cannot hear me yet. Can you hear me now? I'm just going to talk a little bit so you can still know. That's funny. Okay, now you can. Perfect. Perfect. So let's go. Just looking for my presentation. It's always good if you have the right one. Master your emotions. Okay, so whenever there's some technical problems, you can just go ahead and write in the chat. Also, if you have any questions to anything I said, please just go ahead and put it in the chat. I might answer it at the end of the webinar. I might answer it right away. That depends on the question. So welcome and thank you for taking the time and be with us here in the webinar today on the emotion, the powerhouse of human beings. Our emotions are actually they're capable of taking you wherever you'd like to go. So if you want to achieve something small, maybe something big, something which might right now seem impossible to you, your emotions can really take you there. Your excitement, your passion, your ambition, they can take you there. But at the same time, your anger, your resentment, your sadness, they can prevent you from getting there. And that's why it's so important to learn how to manage and how to control your emotions and not letting them controlling you. I chose this picture of the ocean, of this huge ocean wave, because ocean waves, they have such unimaginable power, and the same power as we have with our emotions. The English word emotion, it already says emotion. It's something which brings you in motion. So people without emotion, they're not in motion. They kind of stay still. So it's good to have emotion, and it's good to have strong emotions. It's just very important that you learn to align your emotions so that you can become free and that you can actually use them to get wherever you want to go. In life, it's all about execution. It's all about doing the things you like. And if you can feed your desires, if you can feed your ideas with your emotions, they will help you to achieve and get wherever you want to go. Everybody can be happy. It's your birthright to be happy and successful. If nothing is disturbing us, we're happy. It's kind of the basic mode we human beings are in. And only when our thoughts start running, only if you're starting to think about problems, if you're starting to think about whatever doesn't work, if we start to think how bad we are, or maybe how bad somebody else is, it's always then that the bad emotions and that the unhappiness comes with it. So whenever we're just in the now, in the present, whenever we're just who we are, we're actually happy. I just like this little picture here, that's why I put it there. Of course, it's very important to have all the emotions, but just know that you're worth it and you have the right to be happy. Many people nowadays, they think, oh, am I allowed to be happy? Oh, what are my neighbors going to say if I'm happy? Oh, what are my colleagues going to say if I'm happy? Nowadays, most of the time, we need a reason to be happy. And if we don't have a reason to be happy, we're unhappy. But actually, it's the other way around. You can always be happy. And only if you have a reason, you can be unhappy for a moment, and then you can go back to being happy. The art of being happy. What is happiness? What is charism? And how does our emotional state influence our life? Many of the big teachers of the great teachers and examples from nowadays and also from the past, they always talk about charism and about happiness, about love. And the basic thing about it is energy. Everything is energy. A person full of energy, full of good energy, has charisma. A person without energy, a person with negative energy, doesn't have charisma. So it's all about your energy. Another question arises, of course, where does the energy come from? Does it come from food? No, otherwise all the fat people, all the obese people would have enormous energy, but they don't. Does it come from sleep? Not necessarily. Otherwise, people who are depressed and sleep 12 or 15 hours a day, they would have an immense amount of energy, but they don't. So where is actually the energy coming from? Energy is something almost all people pursue. Almost everybody wants to have a good energy, wants to feel good. We buy all kinds of stuff all the time. We do all kinds of stuff all the time just to make, to feel good and to get some energy. Most of the advertisement out there, they play with these words, energy. They promise if you buy this shampoo, if you buy this whatever car, you're going to have more energy, you're going to be happier, you're going to have more love. It's all about kind of buying these emotions. But can you really buy them? That's the big question. The biggest problem of many people nowadays is that they think they're not supposed to have problems. Most of the time people think I can only be happy if I don't have any problems. But the truth is, the only people having no problems at all are living on the cemetery. So if you really don't have any problems, you better get some. Otherwise, it might not look so good for you. We overestimate, most of the time we overestimate what we can do in 1 year or in 1 week or 1 month. And we underestimate what we can achieve in 10 years, in 20 years, in 30 years. So often our happiness comes from just the point of view that we think, oh, I failed, oh, I couldn't do it. But that's because we think in a short period of time we can do much more. And we forget that if you just keep doing the small things, the little things, if we just don't stop doing them, over time we will really achieve a lot. So it's all about not giving up and all about continuing. It's all about energy. That's where we're back. The real challenge is in your brain. Everything starts in your brain. I just came back from the US from a convention there, and we had Dr. Amen there, in case you're interested in brain studies and brain psychology. Dr. Amen is really famous for that. And he told us that for the amount the more fat you have on your belly, the smaller your brain actually gets. So you really want to focus on not having too much fat on your belly. So you can increase your brain, because in the brain everything starts. If you catch a bad thought and if you go into this negative thought, negative emotion comes along with it. And with the negative emotion, you start to create a new life from there. But if you're strong, if you learn to manage and to control your thoughts, you can change that negative thought in a good one, in a positive one. And then the good emotions will come, the positive emotions will come, and then you will start to actually create a positive life, the life of your dreams. So you really want to take good care of your brain. What's the secret to a happy life? What's the secret to achieving your dreams? It's energy. You can get energy through different things. You can get energy through movement. You can get energy through laughing, through being happy, through getting inspired by people or by things, by nature, for example. You can get energy if you do something you love. Most of the time, people who don't have a job they like, they're drained. They're exhausted all the time because they don't have the passion for what they do. So you always want to look for a job, for something to do which makes you passionate, which fills you up with energy. Good nutrition, of course, it's part of it. I guess you know everything which can help you with your energy. You need to have enough sleep. Brendan Burchard and many others, they say that it should be between 7 and 8 hours. That would be the optimum. It doesn't necessarily have to be more, but it shouldn't be much more less. So have good sleep. Move your body. After every 50 minutes, go stand up, go for a walk, do some exercises. Just make sure that you're staying in energy, that the energy keeps flowing. Keep good guard of your emotions and your thoughts. That's really important, because if you have negative thoughts, if you have negative emotions, they will drain you of energy. They will take it away. But if you fill yourself up with good aphorisms, with good thoughts, with whatever gives you joy, it'll increase your energy. So on this point, I'd like to do a very short exercise with you. Just make yourself comfortable. Sit. You can close your eyes if you want. And just go back and remember a situation where you had so much joy. Maybe you met somebody really cool. Maybe you did something really cool, and your heart was just bursting from joy. Just go back to the situation. Go over it again. Go through it. How did it feel? How did you breathe? How did you move your body? How did everything look like? What kind of thoughts did you have? Did you have any thoughts? What do you feel? How does it feel in your body? If you're filled up with excitement, with joy, with happiness. Which muscles work in your face right now? Do you have a smile on your face? And now, can you feel the difference to before we started with the webinar? What did change? Can you feel more energy, maybe? How do you breathe? Deeper, faster, slower? How many muscles are active now in your face? Are you smiling? That's one way you can always do to increase your energy, to bring you back on top. Remember something nice. Do something nice, whatever fills your heart with joy. One of the big secrets of life is to give. We human beings tend to value others more than ourselves, and that's just the way we're set up. We're prepared to do more for others than for ourselves. Many people are willing to give and do whatever it takes for other people, but when it comes to themselves, they're not willing. They don't. Many people don't even know how to give to themselves. That's just the way we set up. We're social people. We're social animals, you could say, and we just like to give and we love to give. And if somebody is not able to give out of whatever reason, most of the time these people, they lose their sense of purpose. They get into desperation. They don't find any meaning in their lives. So whenever we are able to give and give joy to somebody, give something of value to others, it brings us so much energy, it brings us so much joy. So that's a small assignment I'd like to give you for the next week, just the next 7 days. Every day, give something to someone. It doesn't matter if it's a smile, if you call somebody and give a compliment, if you maybe give a small present to someone, if you call somebody to forgive them. Maybe you had a fight and you never forgave them. Whatever, every day, every single day, do something small to give some joy to somebody else. And after this 7 days, just see, what did something change in your life? How do you feel with it? What happened? For the next 7 days, every day, at least to one person, do something nice. Do give something nice to make the person happy. Before we talked about exercise, before we talked about good food, good nutrition, which are all very important for your energy and for your emotional balance. And here I'd like to give a few words on essential oils, because essential oils, they come through our nose directly into the limbic system. And the limbic system, that's exactly the place where we process our emotions and where they're stored. So that's with our nose, through our nose, it's the most direct way to influence them. Maybe you had the experience that you came to sit next to a really bad smelly person and you could just see how your mood drops into the basement. It's like bad smell is able to drop your mood in the basement, no matter how happy you were before. On the contrary, if you have a really, really wonderful smelling, fragrant flower, if you have your favorite perfume or essential oil, or if you have your favorite person, maybe a loved one, who just smells so good, it brings so much happiness and so much relaxation. You relax, you just feel at home. And so essential oils have enormous power to help you with your emotional balance. One of my personal favorites is Highest Potential. Like the name says, it helps you to achieve your highest potential, to live your highest potential. It's a very complex blend. I listed here for you all the different oils, so you can actually see what's in there. It says it's a blend with Australian blue, gathering, jasmine, blue cypress, lavender, ylang ylang, geranium. These are all oils which help with the balance. They help you to balance your mood, your emotions. They help to calm you down. Cedarwood, it helps to give you roots, to connect you with earth, to give you stability. Galbanum, the same. The blue tansy, it's just blue tansy. It's a very, very dark blue oil. In case you haven't seen blue tansy yet, it's like the night sky. It's like dark, dark blue, and that's what it does for you. It just gives you this. It covers you up like a mother rocking you in her arms, making you really cozy and really comfortable. Frankincense connects you with the highest, of course. White fir, sandalwood, kananga tree, spruce, rose. That's all very, very high frequency oil. And cinnamon, which spices your life a little bit up. It's always good to have some cinnamon in there. So if you want to support yourself to reach your highest potential, what my personal advice is for you, whenever you feel like it, but at least 3 times a day, take 1 drop of highest potential, just rub it between your hands and inhale it. Just smell it for a minute, maybe 2, and just feel your spine, how it's going, kind of relaxed. Never sit in an upright position where it's hard. Always keep yourself relaxed. Feel your feet on the ground and just smell the oil and just smell the oils. And going into yourself and imagine your dreams. Imagine where do you want to go? Would you like to have this big house? Would you like to have this wonderful family? Would you like to give a big concert on the stage or whatever your dream is? While inhaling the highest potential, go into this dream and just go through it and feel it. And the more detailed you can be, the better. So what are you going to wear? How does it feel? How does it feel to be in the spotlights of the lights? How does it feel to sit in your new living room? How does it actually feel to hold the hand of your new partner? Whatever. Try to give as much detail as you can into your vision, because these details, they're going to help to actually bring it into your life. Feel it, smell it. Yeah, really just dare to do the step to feel it as if it was already there. That's one of the big secrets to manifesting a dream. Go in there every day and just feel as if it was real already. Another oil blend, essential oil blend I like to use is Release. Release, like the name already says, helps you release all the negative and old stuff. So whenever we have a really bad experience, whenever we have a bad emotion, whenever we experience something negative, something we would say is bad because we don't like it, because it hurts, because it doesn't serve us, Release can help you to really release it. My favorite spot to put Release on, it's the liver. I just like to rub it on the liver, because the liver, she cleanses our blood, and all the emotions, all our negative thoughts, everything, it comes into our blood, and the liver cleans it off. So this stuff tends to be in the liver. So it's really good to have Release on your liver. Also smell it, of course, because whenever you smell an essential oil, it gives the information to your brain and tells them what to do. And in this case, with these essential oils, which are in Release, they give the brain the signal to just let go, just let all the things go, all the stuff go, so that you're actually free to welcome whatever new is going to come. It's one of the universal laws. You cannot have something new as long as there's something old still there. That's the same as when you have a jar and you would like to have some fresh water, but you don't pour out the old water before. You cannot refill it, right? Because it's still full. So you need to empty yourself so that whatever new you want to come can come. So empty yourself, and if you want, you can take Release. It'll help you with that. Christopher, I think that's a good question. I'll talk about that a little later. Your past is not your future unless you make it so. So whatever you're experiencing right now is life with your thoughts, with your emotions, with your desires, with whatever you did. The good news, that's the bad news, but the good news is that you can change it in every second. You can start right now to change your life, to start attracting different things into your life. I like this bridge because it kind of shows you're on one mountain. It's you don't have any food there. It's cold. It's very ugly. And there's a small bridge going to the other mountain, and other mountain, there's plenty of food, it's warm, it's sunny, it's everything there you'd ever dreamed of. So most of the time what happens is that people get scared. They see this bridge, they see it's fragile, they see it's very small, they see it's very high up, and they get frightened. And for the rest of their lives, they're just sitting there and they think, I wish I could cross it, but they never cross it. So that's what most of people do, and that's why most people are not happy with their lives, and that's why most people don't achieve their dreams. So you have the power to decide right now to cross the bridge, step by step. It might be a long way, but you'll never make it if you don't start. So just start now. And the good news is, when you start, we're only frightened before we start something. You're always frightened because of something you don't know. As soon as you start to know something, anxiety leaves. That's why it's always good to just to start, however frightened you are. Just go ahead and start. Anxiety, is it actually real? I'd like to pause for a minute and just give you the time to go into yourself and think of a time when you were really scared. You were scared of doing something, of talking to somebody, of going somewhere maybe. And then you did it anyway. What happened when you did it anyway? Were you still afraid? Or after you got into the plane, or after you dared to start speaking to the person you always like to speak? Did anxiety leave you, and did you actually have fun afterwards? So most of the time we're just afraid of things we don't know. We're afraid of the unknown. But as soon as we start to go step by step into it, this anxiety leaves us. One of the essential oil blends, personally, I love for helping me with these steps is abundance. Abundance has oils which attract the frequency of abundance. So it's not just the money you will attract, but it's abundance in every level of your life. It's abundance in good emotions, it's abundance in friends, it's abundance in good things to happen, whatever you put your focus on. It's very dangerous, and that's the bad news. If you focus on the negative and you use abundance, you will actually attract more negative. It's a blend with orange, frankincense, patchouli, clove, ginger. Yes, so you see we have some of the some spices in there, which help you spice your life up a little bit. Myrrh. Myrrh is often associated with the Great Mother. She has this mother aspect of caring, of sustaining. Cinnamon bark and spruce. It's a wonderful blend. Friends of mine, they love to actually anoint their purses with abundance every week just to attract more money. Personally, I like to attract everything good, so that's why I rub it on my doors, just to make sure that only the good things come in and everything bad stays out. Many people have a scarcity mindset. Many people, they think they are not worth it. Many people think, maybe I couldn't have that. And like you saw before, whatever we have in our minds is going to manifest in our lives. So abundance will also help you to stretch your mind to what's actually possible. Because in the end, we're living on a planet where everything is possible. And many people over the last, I don't know how many thousand years, they demonstrated it again and again, and really everything is possible if you only want it bad enough, and if you only stretch your mind to actually be capable of having it in your vision, because only things can come into your life which you held in your vision before. That's why it's so important to use the highest potential and just keep on visualizing and just keep on working on your vision every day. Another oil blend, which I could not live without anymore, is joy. Joy just brings joy to the heart. It's a very feminine oil blend, but that doesn't mean it's not good for men. It's just it has this feminine aspect of joy, of being lovely, of everything which is beautiful in life. We have many flowers in there, like the geranium, the jasmine, palmarosa, rose, Roman chamomile, so it's a very flowery oil. Personally, I like to rub joy on my heart every day. So that's something I can really advise you to do. Get yourself in a bottle of joy and just rub your heart with it every day. One rub is enough. You don't need much. And just help yourself and help everybody around you to get some more joy. Everything we're talking about here, and everything basically people talk about when it's all about life, creating your life and lifestyle. It's so important to learn to align your focus. You're heading in the direction you're putting your focus on. So when you're focusing on failing, you will actually fail. And when you put your focus on succeeding, you will actually succeed. So that's why it's so important to every day, every minute, every second, just to be very aware of your focus. What are you thinking of? Where are you putting your emotions in? Are you constantly thinking of failure, of how unfair the world is, on how sad everything is? Or are you constantly focusing on where the joy lies? What's beautiful in life? Are you constantly focusing on all the things you're grateful for? It's not so easy to actually be able to control and focus your thoughts, but you will see over time it'll get easier and easier. Must you mix them all together? You mean the oil blends? No. So these are oil blends, they're already mixed together. Gary Young, it's a genius, and he can actually read essential oils. He can read plants, so he can read their chemistry, and he can see which oils to which extent he needs to blend together to have a certain effect. A certain effect on the body, on the physical level, a certain effect on the emotional level, certain effect even on the spiritual level. So that's why he's such a genius. And if you want to have a certain outcome, for example, live your highest potential or have more joy, you just need to buy the bottle Joy or Highest Potential and just go ahead and use it. And it'll help you with it. So he made it really, really easy for us to improve our lives and our emotions and our thoughts and everything. So there's no self-blending needed. Of course, you're welcome to do so. All essential oils and all healing plants, they're friendly with each other. So you can make your own creations if you like doing so. But many people are just so busy in their lives, they just like to grab their bottle and just go ahead and use them. So that's what I would suggest, for you to just get the bottle and use the bottle. It's very, very easy and uncomplicated, and no mistakes, no errors are possible. Idaho Blue Spruce, that's the last oil I wanted to talk to you about. The Idaho Blue Spruce, it's a very sacred oil, essential oil from Native Americans. It has a very, very high frequency. Its frequency is over 300 megahertz. That's just to give you the comparison. A very healthy human being has a frequency of about 68 megahertz, and Blue Spruce, it's over 300. So it's amazing. Its frequency is so high, and the secret behind frequency is that if you apply a higher frequency to yourself, you raise your own frequency. What happens if you raise your own frequency? You get healthier, you get happier, you have more energy, you have positive emotions, you have good thoughts, good ideas, high inspirations. If you lower your energy, you get sick, you have negative emotions, you have negative thoughts, and yeah, I think, you know, you just feel crap, your life gets crap, everything gets crap. Blue Spruce, it's an oil with immense power. I could just keep on talking for the whole evening about Blue Spruce. It's one of my absolute favorites. You can release all the emotions with it. You can use it in so many different ways. I especially like it for just to give myself some relaxation in stressful days. So whenever I'm stressed out, also emotionally, when somebody just keeps hitting on me and just doesn't stop, and I'm just, yeah, I'm always breaking. I just grab my bottle of Blue Spruce and just smell it, and sometimes I even shower with it, just to immerse myself in this beautiful fragrance. Also, if you want to strengthen your inner strength, it's very empowering. It helps you to bring back your own power. And of course, if you want to calm your body and emotions, it's a wonderful, wonderful oil. Also for the brain, Blue Spruce, it's very beneficial for the brain. It helps you to have all kinds of good emotions. It makes it very active up there. So it's a very good, wonderful, very gentle essential oil. Christopher, perfect. You have some single oils. Of course, you could mix with them. But it's a high art of being able to read them, to read their chemistry, and be able to do exactly the right blends. But of course, there's never anything wrong with having fun and blend, make your own blends. No worries about that. Why would you settle for less? That's my big question to you. That's my big question to everybody, and sometimes even to me, of course. Why would you settle for less? If you have a big dream, if you want to achieve something, if you want to get healthy again, if you want to have this career, if you want to go somewhere, why would you settle for less? Why wouldn't you do it? Because you're able to. There's the power in you. If you just use it right, you really can achieve it. To conclude our webinar from today, I'd just like to say a few words on goal setting. I learned how to set my goals from Jim Rohn. Just in case you haven't heard of him, go and check him out on YouTube. Jim Rohn, it's an amazing, amazing, amazing person. It's so important to have goals. The Bible already talks about where people haven't gotten a vision, they perish. And that's what really happens to even today. People who haven't goals, people who have no vision, people who don't know where they should go or where their life should take them, they perish, they're not happy. And many, many people, they actually die long before their body dies. So this very simple goal setting technique, Jim Rohn learned from his mentor. And I'd just like to encourage to take 10-15 minutes after we stop our webinar in a couple of minutes. Go ahead, grab a pen, grab a paper, and write down 50 or more goals you have. It could be small goals, it could be big goals. It could be, oh, I'd like to go with my friend Sandy to England and have some ginger beer, right? But it could also be something big. It could mean, oh, I'd like to go on a cruise. I'd like to go to the hospital. I'd like to buy some rainforest protected, whatever, right? So whatever dreams you have, write them there, all of them, 50 or more, but not, try to at least have 50 goals. After you have your list of at least 50 goals, right behind them, if you want to achieve them in the next year, in the next 3 years, the next 5 years, or the next 10 years. You might even want to have 20 or 30 years goals. So just put the number behind every goal, what kind of goal it is, a 1 year, a 3 year, a 5 year, or a 10-year goal. If you've done that, go ahead and circle from each category the 3 most important goals. So 3 goals of the goals you have set yourself for the next year, 3 goals of your 3-year goals, 3 of your 5-year goals, and 3 of your 10-year goals. Just circle them and go ahead and describe them. And it's the same like with your vision. The more details you can fill in there, the better. Describe how it feels like, how it smells, how it tastes. What are you wearing? What does it look like? The walls, what paint do they have on them? Which essential oils do you have with you? What are you eating? Right? So try to fill in there as many details as possible. What shoes are you wearing? What shoes are the people wearing who are with you? So the more details you can fill in there, the more powerful your goals are going to be. It's usually it takes some time to do that. I did this exercise just a couple of weeks ago, and it took me almost 2 hours, but that was because I really went into every detail. So please just take whatever time it takes for you to do that. It's a very, very, very powerful goal-setting technique. Christopher, there is no having too many goals. It's a good thing to have many goals. Go ahead, you can write down 100, you can write down 200, 500. Just write them down, because whenever we write something down, it's the first step in actually achieving them. So that's why it's so important to write things down, because it brings them to earth, it manifests them. That's always the first step in manifestation. So just go ahead, take your time, and write them down. I like to use essential oils with it. I like to use, we have a blend called Inspiration. We have a blend called Harmony. I like the essential oil Orange. That's all oils, or Lime. They're all helping our brain to have better inspiration, better ideas. So it's easier to actually write them down and be very specific on them. There's no having too many goals. It's, in the contrary, it's a sign that you're still alive. I'm very, very happy actually to read that, because many people they lost hope when they gave up their dreams and their goals, and they're just living from day to day. And it's just, I mean, that's a question. Is it worth it to come here on this earth, take incarnation as a human being, and just do a job? Excuse me. Just do a job you don't like for 60 years or 50, 60 years. Is that worth it? Or is it maybe, is there a different purpose in your life? Why did you come? So when you start to actually write your goals, you come closer and closer to this question: why am I actually here, and what's my life's purpose? Yeah, thank you so much for taking your time. I'm just going to go through the chat just for a short moment to see if there's any questions I haven't answered yet. Christopher, your first question. The answer is yes, of course. The bad news is I cannot tell you here because of different reasons. Best thing is if you just contact me, just shoot me an email, and we can talk about that. your point is perfectly right. Doctors tend to take you somewhere. They usually put yourself somewhere, and then the patients don't move out of there. Yes, and that's all. It has a lot to do with the negative emotions coming on there. People losing hope, losing their goals. There's a very nice story I'd like to tell you just for that. There was a man, and he wasn't happy with his life. He was depressed all the time, and he had a job and he hated his job, and he had a relationship but he didn't like his wife too much, and it was just all bad. So one day he went to the doctor, and the doctor said, Mister, you have brain fog. You're going to die in about half a year. So you have half a year more to live, 6 more months, and then you'll die. And Mr. Cole got even more depressed, and the doctor said, okay, let's do this. I give you my credit cards, all of them. You can live like a king for your last 6 months. But I want you to go to this island. There's a volcano. And I want you to throw yourself in this volcano, because otherwise the people on this island will perish. Now, Mr. Cole never really had a nice life anyhow, and he didn't really get any value out of it, so that wasn't a problem. It wasn't a real sacrifice for him to do, right? He was going to die anyhow. So he said, all right, I'll do that. He took the credit cards, and he went, off he went. And the interesting thing is, now that he knew he was going to die, he started to live. So that's the thing, what can happen. It doesn't necessarily happen, but it can. If the doctor tells you you're going to die, that somebody finally starts to live. They make the decisions they should have made long ago. They draw the consequences. They talk to the girl or boy or whatever they always wanted to talk to. They go to the places they always wanted to go. They do the things they always wanted to go. And they finally start to live. The interesting thing with Mr. Cole is that in the end he didn't die, of course. And that's what happens with many patients who finally decide to live. They can overcome their illness, their sickness, and they really start to live and change their life. So that's something I do every night. I ask myself, today, did I live? Did I laugh? And did I matter? And if you just answer these 3 questions to you every night, and if you see, oh no, I haven't really laughed, or no, I didn't really matter today, go ahead and change it tomorrow. So did I laugh? Did I live? Did I live? Did I matter? But too ambitious? No, Christopher, there's nothing too ambitious. It is possible to solve world's hunger and health. Of course, you're right, maybe it's not possible in 1 year to solve all the hunger problems, but it is possible for you to save a certain amount of people from dying from hunger, for example. It's possible for you in the next year or in the next 10 years to maybe put something in place in some country which helps all the suffering people there. I just was in a seminar from Tony Robbins, and you might know that when he was a kid and when he grew up, they suffered hunger a lot, so they were very poor. So now he said, I want to change that. I want to help families and people who don't have enough to eat. I think by this day, in the last couple of years, he fed, I don't know how many millions of people. He said it, I just forgot the number, sorry. But I'm sure you can find it somewhere on the web if you just Google Tony Robbins. So everything starts small. You start by helping one family, you start by helping one community, and it starts to grow. So your goals and your dreams are never too ambitious. The only thing which could be the problem is people around you stealing your dreams or trying to steal your dreams. And it's your it's your responsibility basically to protect your dreams and surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams, who love your dreams, who support you in your dreams so that you can actually achieve them. Imagine Gandhi or any of these great figures. They said, oh, my dream is too ambitious. My dream is too ambitious to free India. That's a little man freeing a whole country. Or Nelson Mandela. And they never gave up, and they continued, and they just stayed true to it. So it is possible to achieve whatever you dream of. And what's even more, if you have a dream like that, it was given to you by the universe, by life. And it's your responsibility to act on it. Don't just throw it away. It's your gift, and it's your treasure. My emails is here on the final page. You should see it. It's the second from above. I'd also like to connect on Facebook if you like. You can chat there. I have it all on here on my last slide. Okay, I don't see any more questions here. Thank you so much for your time. See you in the next webinar. If you shoot me an email, I can invite you personally for the next webinars. Otherwise, just go ahead and check it out on Facebook. I'll be posting it on Facebook again. It's probably going to be in 2 weeks, but I'm not really sure. I haven't set it up yet. It might be 3 weeks because next year I'm coming to Manchester for a great event again to learn some more, to give you some more knowledge. So looking forward to see you next webinar. And have a great night, and don't forget your goals. Really do your goals list. It's really important.